Saw you guys got into some full pads yesterday. How did the guys look just with the pads on?
You could tell it was really the first day of a lot of scrimmaging. It was long, a lot of plays, but about like you expected to be. Defense ahead of the offense, but we got some good work done on both sides of the ball, and special teams as well.
We're planning to talk to Nick Fortune today. What sort of jumps out about him as he enters his second year with you guys?
Just his improvement and his between his ears, just so much more confident, believes in himself so much more. A really smart kid, great kid. Played really well last year, but you can tell he's stacked a lot of great days on top of each other. He's really improved, and not just physically, but psychologically, mentally, just all that kind of stuff. He's really good between his ears right now.
Who's in the mix to start at that spot across from him?
But they're all still in there. I mean, obviously those young guys are a little bit behind. Zay Frazier's had a really good camp, as has Cam. So both those guys have really come on over there. But Nick's done a good job leading that room. He's made all those guys better just by his leadership.
You brought in Cyrus during the offseason as well. What does he bring to the table for you guys at that spot?
He's a good player as well. I mean, right now he's not practicing, so he hasn't been out there for just a little bit. So when we get him back, he'll be a really good player.
And you mentioned Cam. Sort of what stands out about him as we get to know him a little bit?
Just his explosiveness, his suddenness, his change of direction, ball play and ability. I think he already has 3 or 4 picks already in camp so far.
Think you guys are gonna scrimmage on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking to see from the team?
Just when you practice, it's hard to. You work so many situations, but you get in the game, and it's not just situations. Sometimes you just got to play the game, and it's a fine line because we got a lot of veteran guys that have played a lot, but you want to get them. We're 23 days out, so we're getting closer. We want to start getting those guys in more and more playing shape. So hopefully we come out healthy and everybody gets a lot of game situational stuff.
Also, I guess you have a new offensive coordinator, but he's been on the staff. Is there a learning curve, I guess, with getting the play calls in, the signals with that too? Is that a kind of an advantage you want to take advantage of in the scrimmage?
Well, we haven't changed anything verbiage signal-wise, so all that's the same. But whenever you change anything, there's always more to that. Justin was the special teams coordinator as well, so when he moved, there's just a domino effect all the way down the pecking order. So it's always good to practice it more and more and more, and put the headsets on, call it like a game.
We talked in the spring about Jacavian Rogers at the corner position and maybe needing to put some size on potentially to play at this level. How does he look now coming into the fall? Did he make some progress in the summer?
Yeah, he's gained 17 pounds. He went from 138 to a whopping 155. So he's just a juggernaut now.
How does he look out there? Could potentially be in the mix this year?
It's just so hard for those guys. They're talented. They're really good players, but that'd be a stretch. I would say, by game 6, you'd feel confident putting some of those younger guys out there. But when we get Dwan back out there and Cyrus back out there, that should add some depth as far as the older kids.
Ernesto's the other guy I think is coming through to talk to us today. Have you seen him kind of settle in at the center position?
Pretty much seamlessly, just because he's done it so much. Ernesto's played a lot of meaningful snaps for us in a lot of positions. So he's been really good. He's a great kid, great leader. We did good by getting that kid.
I wanted to ask you about the kicker position. We haven't talked about that yet. How does that sort of shake out at this point?
It's been very solid. Really excited about both those kids. Tate just smashed a 48-yard game winner, and Chase did too. We've been letting them do that all year, and when Michael goes up there, Michael does it too. Michael's punted the ball well too, which has been a good addition because you always want to have as many of those guys, behind Lucas as possible because you never know what would happen.
Chase came from Alabama. That's a little bit of a buzz name when you hear a transfer from there. How important was it to get him in here?
I like the way you put that. Yeah. Alabama's a little bit of a buzz name.
Yeah.
Is there a bigger name? Georgia, I guess now.
Yeah.
But your point's very well taken, JJ, that kid's been through a lot. It's a lot of pressure there. And he kicked, some for those guys early. and he's coming here and been really good for that room again. He's just older. He's been through it all. And Tate's really talented and really good, but he's a redshirt freshman, and Michael's a true freshman, and Chase has been around for a while.
So kind of open competition at that spot at this point, or do you kind of already have an idea of who's ahead?
Oh, it's we won't make those real decisions, till a couple weeks out probably. But those kids have been great about just, switching in and out, and one going first, the other one going second. So it's been fun watching those kids compete, and they just keep. It's kind of like watching a great shootout with two great shooters, or actually three great shooters. They just keep answering. And Alejandro, is a kid that's on our campus, that just comes out there and he's steady as well.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Jeff, good to talk to you.